I'm just getting ready to decorate my Christmas tree, so I'm going to be pulling out my ornaments and I'm going to show you some of my favorites. This one we received for our first Christmas together when we got married from my aunt. It's a Claddagh with our wedding picture in it. This one I bought in London last year. It's a Tudor rose. I purchased this one in London last year also. My son Anders made this for me when he was in the first grade. These were given to me by my friend Anne. These are maple leaves that are dipped in, this one is in copper and this one is in gold. This one was for the millennium. It says 2000 on it. I love these. I made these for my boys for their first Christmases. And also these, it's their handprints for their first Christmases. I bought this one on a trip to London as well. I love it. These are two angels that were given to me by, this one was by my Aunt Kathy and this one by my grandmother before she passed. This one was given to me by my mom for my son Anders' first Christmas. If you push this button, you can hear his laugh when he was 6 months old. This one, my husband brought back to me from China. He was at an enamel studio, and they made these beautiful ornaments. I think this is my all-time favorite ornament. I love this one. I purchased it on my first trip to Ireland. I was in Dublin, and we looked all over the city to find it. And it is so delicate. It's a little pine cone with a ribbon. This is the first gnome I ever felted. I've come a long way. These two were sewn for me by my good friend Twitter. This is an ornament I made with my boys in 2005. There's Christian's handprint on that side, and Anders' handprint on that side. My oldest friend Stephanie gave me this cardinal the year my dad died. And you know what they say about cardinals, it's being visited of the spirits of your loved one. So this one hangs in my Christmas tree. And my husband bought this one for me in Berlin, Germany. Okay, so my husband is now preparing the brine for the pickled herring. So he has 2 deciliters of distilled vinegar, 7%, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, and he's going to add 2 deciliters of sugar. And 4 deciliters of water. Gonna put this in a saucepan, and he's going to boil it until the sugar is dissolved into the mixture, and he's gonna let it cool. And this will be the brine for the pickled herring. You can add a couple of bay leaves too, just for flavor. In addition, he has this, it's called pickled herring spice mix, basically. And in it is, let me see, it is black pepper corns, mustard seeds, and cloves, and allspice. I'm going to be adding this to the cold brine and the fish and the onions whenever he's putting it all together. Okay, it said that I had to specify that it was Atlantic herring, and it is salted herring, and Geir has had it in water to kind of dilute it a little for the last half hour before he starts cutting it and putting it in his nice little decorated jar for his pickled herring. A little onion, a little herring spice, pickled herring spice, and cutting the fillets. This herring is raw, it's just been salted basically. How long does this have to stand in brine before you can eat it?
A day or two.
A day or two.
Strange Norwegian food.
There's a lot of strange Norwegian food. But you only make this for Christmas, so this is something special you like to have for Christmas.
This is only Christmas.
And what do you eat it with, Geir?
Brödskiva.
Bread?
Yeah.
Don't you use egg with it or something?
No. This you only eat on bread.
You just eat on bread. I don't eat this personally, but this is something that Geir has to have at Christmas. His mother used to make it, and now he's kind of taken over the tradition. So, there's a lot of different types of pickled herring, or, yeah. You can get, in the stores you can buy tomato herring, and you can buy mustard herring, and you can buy herring salad, and you can buy, isn't there one with sour cream or something?
Yes.
Yes. So there's a lot of different variants. So maybe next year Geir can show us how to make a different kind of herring. This is just basic pickled herring. The reason there is no salt in the brine is because the fish is so salty that it's not necessary.
Just a couple of.
And he's filled the entire jar. And he's just going to put a couple of bay leaves on top. And then he will, once the brine is totally cooled, he'll add the brine. And it'll sit there for a couple of days before it's ready to eat. Right?
That's correct.
Very traditional Norwegian. Do they do this in Sweden too?
Well, the Swedes are eating more herring than Norwegian, in fact. So.
Actually, okay.
Actually,
so this
so.
could be more of a Swedish.
Could be, but
Yeah.
Norwegian has been eating herring for 1,000 years. So.
There you go. Cool. Now he's pouring the cold brine on top of the fish. And that's it.
cover on.